Good morning, gang. Happy Friday. So I'm certainly not expecting today to be any less insane than any other Friday. But what affects us is getting more and more and more prevalent. Okay. So how do you feel? How safe do you feel in your job? Okay. I mean, it's a simple question as that. I mean, everything that's going on in the world right now is destroying industries, and where people look at, oh gee, it's the widget factory, I can't buy any more widgets. There's people that work there, okay, and they lose their job, and then that just, again, snowball effect. The Biden economy is an avalanche. So y'all know, maybe not, the first case of human bird flu was announced yesterday in China. Okay. And so now, how it's going to spread, who knows, whatever would be, hopefully we will stop the Chinese from flying into other countries at this point. But, God forbid, just like when Trump did it, that'll be called xenophobic, regardless of trying to stop the spread of a deadly disease. But you bring it closer to home, and I'll give you this. One of y'all sent me this story here, and this kind of goes into what else I want to talk about. One of the world's largest egg plants in Rembrandt, Iowa. Okay, 5.3 million chickens. It's pretty big, okay? If you raise chickens, imagine raising 5.3 million of them. Workers go in there to pick eggs, obviously, clean, do whatever. Well, they came into work the other day, and because this chicken ranch had one case of bird flu, they needed to cull 5.3 million chickens. So the workers all came into work, and literally what they did was closed up the barns, sealed all the windows, and turned the heat on to 104 degrees, and literally roasted the chickens alive. Now, of course, the animal rights activists, and you all know I love animals, okay, so don't get me wrong here, are protesting like crazy that this is inhumane and how to do it or whatever. Here's the catch. Bird flu, avian influenza, is spread through the air. So everything that these chickens are breathing could feasibly be infected. So they have to kill the virus. How do you kill a virus? Most of the time with heat. So that's the deal. But so all these people went in, 5.3 million chickens, and folks all came to work, and they were told to start hauling out wheelbarrows full of chickens all day. They finally finished removing all the chickens, only to find out, here's your pink slip and your severance pay. We're not going back into business. So, yeah, this affected a lot of people's jobs. And again, we're talking farming community, 5.3 million chickens, a big operation. Okay. Farming community. How many jobs are out there? Where are these people going to go whose job was to pick eggs? Okay. Not exactly what I'd call, highly skilled labor. Let's put it that way. So they're all out of a job. So, now we just, talk about the egg prices going up. Well, here's another one. One of the world's largest egg factories. Gone. And then your eggs going up unless you have chickens or a local resource, which your eggs still might go up. Okay. But that's not the only one. Okay. Another story came out. This one is going to affect anything that you eat meat-wise. Okay? Beef, pork, goats, whatever. Okay? I don't care. Raccoon, if somebody has a raccoon farm. I don't know, probably, Granny on Beverly Hillbillies. I got a possum. All right. There's something called Guidance 263 that is going through all the channels and everything like that to be turned into law right now. Guidance 263 prohibits a co-op, a farmer or whatever it is, from getting antibiotics or any sort of medication for his herd of cattle, whatever it is, gaggle of geese, flock of chickens, prohibits him from getting any medications over the counter. Okay. So this now means that a guy who raises 10 head of cattle, 100 head of cattle, 1,000 head of cattle, has to, anytime he wants antibiotics or any sort of medication for his herd, has to have a vet come out and check the animal out and write a prescription for whatever ails the animal, if you will. Now, y'all know how difficult it is to get a doctor's appointment for you. I mean, I know for me, it's make an appointment 2 to 3 months in advance. Anybody try to get a vet appointment, especially out in the country? There's a couple of vets near me. There's one we take the dogs to. Usually to get an appointment is somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks out. Now imagine you have a herd of cattle and one of your cows has some sort of disease and you need antibiotic. And the vet tells you, great, I can be out there in 4 to 6 weeks. And in 4 to 6 weeks, whatever that one cow has now spread to your entire herd. Now what do you do? Farmers and ranchers are very, very skilled. I've talked about this before. Very, very skilled professionals at a lot of things. They do a lot more than put seeds in the ground. They've got to be engineers. They've got to be mechanics. They've got to be accountants, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You don't find a farmer who goes, oh crap, the tractor's broken, let me take it down to the local tractor mechanic shop and have them fix it. No, he's out in his barn at 10 o'clock at night fixing his tractor on his own because he knows how to do it. Okay? And he knows he can't wait however long until somebody else can fix it. We're not talking about the ranchers here or whatever it is doing open heart surgery on a cow. Not that you're going to anyway. Okay, we're talking about administering antibiotics, administering medicine to their livestock, and the government wants to get involved. Think about all those fish antibiotics that you guys have. Not anymore if this goes through. Sorry, you can't put antibiotics in your fish tank. You need to get a vet to come look at your goldfish. That's what this is talking about, guys. Okay. What is this going to do to the price of meat? Drive it through the roof. Because now the farmer who's operating on razor-thin margins as is, now has to have a vet on retainer or a vet on staff, because if it's a large operation, there's always an animal that's got to be looked at. Something, just like the rest of our lives, everything doesn't go perfectly smooth. Tractors break, tires go flat, animals get sick, cold weather kills a crop, whatever it would be. All right, drought. This is all going to affect us big time. Because how is this going to get paid for? Oh, well, we got to add that to the cost of meat. Are we going to have a die-off? Probably, because time. Not that the rancher doesn't want to take care of his animals. You find that, ranchers, for the most part, are very much animal lovers. Okay, they're very concerned about the health and welfare of their animals. But if they can't get Doc out there, now, are we talking about a black market for antibiotics? This is where we're going, guys. Food is going to get more scarce. Medicine is going to get harder to acquire. And everything is going to be cost prohibitive. This is what they're trying to do. This is planned. Do not fool yourself one bit. They can't come out on the evening news and go, effective immediately, nobody can eat meat. The whole world will go, right here, okay? But they go, you know what? Let's make it so hard for people to get meat that they have no choice but to buy their plant-based burgers. That's what's trying. We have to do everything we can to give them both. Plan for yourself. Figure out how to get your own meat, your own eggs, whatever it would be. But make your voice heard. This is nuts. I've said many times, by Christmas time, you're not going to see a whole lot of toys on the shelves because of the shipping problems. By summer, you're not going to see a whole lot of food that's either available or affordable. It's already ridiculously expensive. You know, we're getting closer and closer, guys, to a day's wages for a loaf of bread. It's time some people start waking up and realizing this ain't a game anymore. This is your life. Have a good Friday.